everyone. Trust you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of Get Set Parent with Pallavi. Before we move further, you know what to do. Press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for regular episodes that I post. Also follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and drop me a comment below this video with any thoughts that you have about any of the topics that we discuss. So let's move right in. So today's topic is something which is going to be very important for all of us as parents. This is one of the most frequently asked questions on my platforms, which is, how do I make my child a confident speaker? So we all know that confident speakers do well not just as adults, but also as children. A child who is able to speak confidently is able to stand out in the class much better, gets picked for stage performances much more, has inherent leadership qualities which they're able to demonstrate, and overall seems to be more confident about themselves. So, how do we go ahead and make our kids confident speakers? Much like everything else, it is going to be much easier if you start in their toddler years and build on it so that by the time your children are in grade 2, 3, where actually public speaking and speaking up in class means a lot more happens, they become more confident. However, if you haven't done it already, there is no problem. It's never too late to start. Today, I'm going to share with you 8 tips to help you and your child work on public speaking at home and make your child a more confident speaker. Number 1, talk, talk, talk. The more you speak with your child, the more you talk to your child is able to pick up a lot of words, vocabulary, phonetics, pronunciations, and enunciations from you. So even when your child is a little one, as in an infant or a toddler, or even now, engage in a lot of conversations and talk to your child a lot. That's one of the best ways in trying to introduce confident speaking abilities in your child. Number 2, read, read, read. So this is absolutely complementary to the first point. The more books your child is able to read, or the more books you are able to read with your child, the more the confidence in language increases, right? When you read a book, there is so much happening. There's a story, there's a plot, there are characters, there are descriptions, there are emotions. All of these together build a very sound foundation for language and expression in your child. So there is no alternative to this except read, read, read. Number 3, sing songs with your children. Language and music go hand in hand. A confident speaker is also one who has been exposed to a lot of great songs, right? So get your children some nice educational music with a lot of good songs. It could also be, songs that the kids hear on YouTube, but of course try and do it without the video. So all of this, when you sing with your child, really helps children repeat the same words again and again and again. The repetitive value that songs bring in have a huge impact in confidence building in speaking as well. Point number 4, be a patient listener when your child speaks to you. What often happens is that the thoughts that run in our minds take time to translate into language, more so with children. Their minds work really fast, but for them to be able to pick the right words, to string them together grammatically right, and then communicate to you is a process which builds over the years. So encourage them to talk and be a patient listener. Very, very important for us as parents. A word of caution here. When your child is trying to talk to you and is repeating words and is trying to slowly communicate to you, don't rush him or try to preempt what the child was going to say. That really adds a lot of stress to the child. Allow him his 5 minutes to communicate the thought. Point number 5, tell a lot of imaginary stories. While reading brings in a lot of organized stories or an organized thought process, when you narrate stories to your children from your imagination, what you're essentially doing is demonstrating how to translate a concept into language. Observation is the best form of learning for a child. When the child looks at you, translating all of these concepts, spinning the tale as you go along, the child will also learn. Another way to make this very engaging and interactive is you start a story and allow the child to take over the story. Few sentences down, you go back to the story and then your child. So as a collaborative process, your child and you together weave a beautiful story. So there is a lot of thought, there is a lot of engagement, and there is translation and speech involved. So this is one of my favorite activities which I do with my children, and you can try it as well. Point number 6, exhibit desired speech. If you want your child to speak with good manners, you will also have to speak with good manners, right? So it's the classic case of practice what you preach. You cannot have dissonance in the house by insisting on a certain behavior and exhibiting a certain behavior. The best way to build public speaking or speaking in your child is to constantly demonstrate good speaking practices, and your child will absorb that inherently. Point number 7, no TV under the age of 2. The American Pediatric Association and the World Health Organization have put out the following screen limits that I'll share with you, and these seem to be the most accepted numbers globally. Point number 8, making speaking-based activities fun for children at home. So for example, you could, if you have school-going children, you could pick a simple topic and see how you and your child could speak for or against and have a small debate. You can make a couple of chits, you and your child and other family members pick that and speak about the topic. A number of word games are available, Pictionary is available. So everywhere where there is language, where there is words, where there is a lot of thinking on the spot and speaking, develops a lot of confidence in the child. All of these tips that I have shared with you today will take your child one step closer to being a confident translator of thought into language. It is our job as parents during this lockdown to try and see how we can make the best of these lockdown days and work on this area of language development and speaking with our children. So more in the next episode, but until then, stay tuned, do watch my other episodes as well, and press the bell icon to stay subscribed. So till then, Get Set Parent with Pallavi.